Hello everyone, and welcome all on Data Phoenix webinar. Today we will speak about security for LLM, large language models. Together with us, Gloria Felicia. She is the co-founder and CEO at InsightCircle AI, and she will share the best practices of security for large language models. You can ask your questions near the video in the chat, and in the end, we will answer for all your questions. Gloria, I give to your microphone.
Awesome. All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Gloria Felicia, and a little bit of my background is that I used to run a software agency for the past 5 years, working with companies such as Adobe and Toyota, and so on and so forth. Unfortunately, let go of my research position at Stanford to pursue my startup, and our recent Gen AI startup got acquired back in March this year. And I went on to researching the area of cybersecurity for large language models. Back in April 2023, before OpenAI launched its OpenAI Enterprise product suite, we realized that the number one problem is data anonymization layer, and that's why we created our data anonymization in the form of an API. So that way, any startups, enterprise companies could use any LLM models out there, including the open source ones, if they decide to host it on their cloud, and all the infamous ones, right, like Anthropic and Cohere and OpenAI, GPT-4, including ChatGPT, and so forth. So today I'm presenting InsightCircle. It is a universal connector with risk monitoring, security layer, and optimization, as well as data anonymization. So the problem that we're solving is that today enterprises have to make a decision between privacy and productivity. Essentially, any employees that are interacting with ChatGPT out there are at risk of exposing any personally identifiable information, PII or PCI, personal cardholder information, which includes your social security, credit card information, and other forms of payment. And this will put the company to risk of being penalized by the government or by other institutions and agencies because they are exposing a lot of the client's data that is not supposed to be out there. And we have already known before in the news, iHeartMedia, Samsung, and a slew of other companies started to ban ChatGPT because of this very reason. They don't want any of their private information, including clients' data, as well as their patents, to be exposed to the training data sets of these large language models. But this problem doesn't stop there, because a lot of times engineers, including a close friend of mine and a few others in my circle, they would have two devices open. One is a work laptop, and the other is a personal laptop. There's no stopping of using a tool that will 10x your jobs, right? So what ended up happening is shadow IT, where you have your personal laptop open with ChatGPT, and you're exposing a lot of the code base, a lot of the potential client information, in exchange of some insights or a way to kind of complete your job faster. And that's not good, because with shadow IT, it's very hard for any CISOs or any information security officers and information security teams to track, and there's no visibility there. So what we created, we have a role-based access control as well as a data anonymization layer, and we've been in pilots with a few enterprises as well as startups in the Bay Area, and we are able to offer the services against Cohere, Anthropic, OpenAI, and a few other models. So that way, any employees, any leaders, any business users, and engineers can use ChatGPT or any other models out there safely. So these are a few of our features. I guess one thing to point out as well, though, given the current industry landscape, I know that I didn't make the slide on it, but there are many institutions out there, including CB Insights and a few other venture capital firms that created the landscape for cybersecurity in AI, as well as responsible AI, where there are multiple institutions that are trying to solve the same issue, which is great. Those are Credo AI, Trustable. Um, uh, yeah, there's a huge list for that. So that's just to name a few. And each one of them is kind of tackling cybersecurity within AI differently. Um, one area that is not very much touch base on is cybersecurity when it comes down to data poisoning prevention. And that's kind of a new field that we're looking into researching on. But in terms of data poisoning prevention, foundational models out there such as Anthropic, Cohere, OpenAI, they have a team of people that research on which data or which data pipelines will be best, and how to clean them up in a way that is uh, that satisfy their quality check, and tokenize it in a way that could optimize their foundational models. So when creating training data sets, it's kind of rare that the team has embedded security officer within each build. So that's kind of one of the, I don't want to say loopholes, but one of the big opportunities that I think cybersecurity will head towards. And I don't see any big players in the space of data poisoning prevention. I'm pretty sure there will be more upcoming in the future. But as of for now, we can focus on what we did so far, which is the data anonymization portion and the source code obfuscation. So everything that falls in the left column here. So as of today, a lot of the players within the cybersecurity and AI, they do a lot of data leak prevention and data anonymization to prevent any PCI, PIA data that I mentioned from getting into the training data sets of foundational models. This include HIPAA-related information as well, your health data. You don't really want uh, all the LLM companies to use your health data, right? So that's why we just identify, redact, and tokenize it, mask it in a way that still makes sense for the models to digest. And I will show a demo shortly. All right, so let me see if I can just play this. Awesome. So here you'll see, this is my coworker. And we created an interface that showcased essentially, essentially the visualization of our API and how it works. So for example, this is the highest level of security there is in the setting. So whenever, let's say employee copy paste a name, it will automatically identify it as a name. We turn off the synthetic data in this case, so you wouldn't be able to see like, hi, Aiden. Instead, it's just name given one that we identify it, and we redact it in a way that's safe, I guess. And that's just one data entity type. We support 50 other data entity types: birth date, the health data, and a few other things as well. So that's pretty much the PCI PII data anonymization and how it works. And the one below is how our source code obfuscation works. So in this case, it's very simple display. It's just, oh, print hello. But we never know. Sometimes it could be comments from the QA team or comments relating to security risk. So we just identify all the comments and potential private information, and we replace it with obfuscated messages, so that way teams can be rest assured that it's always safe, 100% with zero leak into the language model. So that's pretty much what we did. I'm happy to attend to any questions in the chat, and we can chat more about data anonymization, data poisoning prevention after this. But yeah, so I guess our product architecture and how it works. We would identify all the 50 data entity types and redact it, mask it, and replace it with synthetic data. So that the reason why we replace it with synthetic data instead of just redacting it is because in the case of language models, it digests and creates output, meaningful output, based on how good the context is. So to create a very full picture of how good a context is very important to prompt it well. And a way to prompt it well is to not take more information away from the model, so it knows exactly its role, its context, what's happening, and in return be able to create meaningful output that is relevant. So in that case, we pattern match with the most similar synthetic data after redacting it, so that way the model still understands what the users are trying to achieve. So in that case, Anna becomes Natalie, John becomes Aiden, and that's just a very simple demonstration, I guess. In the more complex cases of, let's say that I'm a marketing manager and I wanted to prompt the model so that way I could gain insights on a list of client data that I have from Salesforce, right? Let's say I copy paste the tabular format of hundreds of people. We will instantly then replace all the hundreds of client data to synthetic data, and in exchange give business insights for the users. In the case of, for example, I wanted to know the sales insight average. The numbers wouldn't change, but in the case of the names and the addresses and phone numbers, they will all change automatically. So that way, employees don't have to clean up the data from scratch. And so that's the beauty of it. Our founding team is myself and my CTO, Jalil, who's not here today. But we both have done AI research and been involved in Black Hat this past security conference at 2023. And we've also exited our previous startups before. And this is our advisory team. A few people have already exited in cybersecurity as well. Previous CISO of Lucid, and Anna is our soon to be a security attorney as well. Yeah, so this is us. Feel free to reach out to us at founders@InsightCircle AI with any questions. I would love to connect with all of you. I'll also pass on the my personal LinkedIn. If you guys want to say hello, feel free to. But I'm gonna stop here, and happy to take questions.
Yeah, thank you for this presentation and deep overview of your startup and what you're doing. If you have some questions, please write in the chat and we will answer for them.
How are the major cybersecurity companies doing this and CrowdStrike? Well, there are other players as well in the industry, like Zscaler. I can speak for Zscaler for sure because we're speaking on a partnership agreement with them. And with Zscaler, data anonymization is more of a feature. And it's a feature that is not a high priority in their pipeline. And that's why they wanted to rather partner with a lot of the smaller AI startups, AI cybersecurity startups out there. Um, and for Pan and CrowdStrike, I believe they're working on a feature similar to data anonymization, but given how OpenAI Enterprise has already rolled out their product suite and it includes data anonymization anyways, I don't see a reason why enterprises would want to use a separate small startup surfaces. That's why we said to look into bigger areas like this data poisoning prevention instead. Mhm.
And I have one question about if we speak about production and production system, and we want to provide the security of the data between some services which we use as LLM and our chat.
Mhm.
What you can recommend and what you was a suggestion for build these security layers that be sure that all data is secured and our data will not be used by other.
So, just to clarify, the question is if the engineering team wanted to create, let's say, using GPT-4 or
Yeah.
Anthropic API, how can we be sure that by using their API, we're not exposing any of our client data to them, right? Um,
Yeah.
yeah. So I guess that goes back to using data anonymization API, like a product like ours, or private AI does the same thing. Credo does not provide that. They're more of a platform. So yeah, to my knowledge, it's just like us and Private AI. Either two of us are pretty much reliable in providing data anonymization layer,
Mhm.
and you can integrate it within the production system.
Yeah. Thank you. Mhm. Okay, good. So maybe if we will have more questions in the future, please ask them under the video on our YouTube, and we will answer them. And today, I think I will say thank you for all who was with us, and see you on the next webinars.
Awesome. Thanks, Dimitro. Have a good one.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.